With just one last coach story. This is a young woman who really has helped turn the Miami area on fire. Many of you probably know who she is, but I had a chance to go down to a Super Saturday again not too long ago, and I was absolutely blown away by the job that she and her team, her sister, did in bringing this great passion and this great culture to the Miami area. And Carl's going to be down there for this next Super Saturday, so he's going to get a flavor of what that is. But let me introduce to you this next coach. She joined Beachbody in July of 2010. She's earned Success Club 32 successive months in a row. She has earned the 2012, 2013 Success Club trips. She's a Success Club 10 All-Star. She earned the Elite trip, or she's a 2012 Elite coach last year. She just recently retired from her long-time corporate job to be home with her family. Would you please help me welcome to the stage 8-star diamond coach from Miami, Florida, Becky Brosette. Becky is so excited to be here, aren't you?
And terrified.
She was backstage and she just said, "Feel my hands are cold and clammy." I love that. That's awesome. But Becky, you're doing some absolutely marvelous things here at Beachbody. You recently retired from your corporate job, but let's get to that in a moment. Let's just talk a little bit about your journey with Beachbody. What brought you here?
So I have struggled with my weight all my life and confidence issues and self-esteem. As a preteen, I was teased for being a little chubby, and when I got married at 30, my husband wanted to have kids right away, and I was like, no, it's not gonna happen. How am I gonna have time to go to the gym? I'm gonna gain weight, and I was really, really scared about that. But it happened. I got pregnant right away, and once I had my first, yeah, like right away.
How did that happen? Anyway, that's another
topic.
Yes,
for another day.
Okay, I know a little bit about that, but anyway. You know, let's just keep on with your story.
So I remember when Chase was born, I had this crazy idea that I was going to walk out of the hospital looking like I did before with a six-pack. And I looked at myself in the mirror, I go, what is this thing? Why do I look 5 months pregnant? So I had a hard time dealing with that. I didn't lose all the weight, but I got pregnant again 7 months later. And my boss was like, can I buy you guys a TV?
I hope you took him up on that.
So, but the second pregnancy, something clicked for me. I knew that I needed to go back to the confidence that I had before. I needed to make a change, so I committed that whole pregnancy. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I don't know how, but I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna get back to where I was. Luckily, my best friend had P90X, and she brought it to me 6 weeks postpartum, and I pushed play for the first time. And as a gym lover, and I love lifting weights, I was in love from the very first moment. And that program changed everything for me. Within 5 months, I was back in my pre-pregnancy clothes, feeling on top of the world, super, super confident. I mean, shouting it on Facebook. Everybody knew what I was doing. And I felt like me again. And it just opened so many doors. So on the career side, like Jeff said, I have a degree in construction management. I worked for the same company for 15 years. As an estimator in a male-dominated industry, so it's not easy, especially as a mother, when I'm the only woman in the entire department and all the guys have to stay late, and I'm like, later at 4:45. That was a problem, always a problem. So Beachbody came into my life, and luckily this opportunity gave me the chance to make that change and not have to work for the men anymore.
I think I love that. At what point in your Beachbody career did it click to say, hey, you know what? Maybe I could do this full time?
I think it was at leadership 2 years ago when I came for the first time.
And tell us just a little bit about that. What happened there? What changed there?
Well, I was very impressed when I came to leadership. That was my first major event, and just being here around the leaders and seeing the success really inspired me. But when I got back home, I think it was October, and it like was bothering me that the kids had all these events at school for Halloween that was coming up, and I couldn't go. So, no, waterworks. So now I was feeling really guilty, and I made that I flipped the switch. I'm like, I can't keep doing this, like sending my mom to all their events. It just didn't feel right. Like I needed to do something, so I made the change. I made the commitment. I told my sister, this is it, I'm going for it, and I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm going to get out of here.
That's awesome. Now, you referred to your sister. Tell people who your sister is.
My sister is Christina Delgado. She's over there. It's very special to have a career, and we've built this business and this amazing team and put Miami on the map together. And we've always loved doing something business-wise. See, I was telling Hillary last night that we would go to the gym, sew gym clothes. We'll walk in with our suitcases. We're like, go meet us in the locker room. Here's your pants.
That's awesome. So you really are kind of a dynamic duo.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch you two. Let's talk a little bit more just about, tell us about the day that you left your corporate job.
Yeah, it was very emotional because as much as I wanted to get out of there, I had grown up there. I started working there when I was 23 years old, so they had seen me go through every phase of my life. I gave them plenty of notice, but as the day approached, it was a nervous but excited feeling. I didn't know what it was going to be like to be home, but I was so thrilled that in 1 week after I left, school started, and I was able to take my kids to school and walk them every day and be there when they get out, not like before that I would have to drop them off at 7 o'clock in the morning, a 4- and 5-year-olds having breakfast on their own without me. That was my why. When they started in a real school, and I would just have to let them go, and I didn't know anybody. I didn't know if they were gonna eat. I didn't know what they were doing, and I would leave crying every day. I was so upset. I just felt like such a bad mom that I had to just run off to work, and then my mom would be there to pick them up. It hurt.
But that's changed.
Yes.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that. In our role, one of the fun things that we get to see sometimes is just different communications, and one of the great communications when you retired that they came across that you shared, I think you posted or shared with us, but was a letter that spoke so highly of you from your boss. And her boss, as she gave notice, wrote her this letter that just, it was like, I don't want to say it was like an obituary because it was, but it just spoke praises about the integrity and about the contribution and about the type of person that Becky is, and just understood, where she wanted to go and what she wanted to do. And it was like, here's a woman that's doing things right, treating other people right, and just aligning her life with what counts most. So I just thought it just was all coming together. So cool for this to happen.
Yeah, that was very emotional.
As you just look down the road now, you've come home, you've got your family there, you're seeing him off to school. As you look down the road, what's the next big dream on the horizon for you, Becky?
So what's next for me is I want to be able to earn enough to be able to bring my husband home. He also works in construction, and his schedules, they vary, and it just throws our family dynamic off when he has to work a month at night and we don't see him, or weekends. So that's the next thing. And then when the kids grow a little bit, I want to take like a month vacation to Europe with the family.
Awesome. Well, before we say thank you, anything else you want to say to this group? Any last hurrah?
For those that are still working, and you can do this, set the goal. I mean, focus on it every day. It's possible. I replaced a 6-figure income with my career, and I walked away from that. It's possible. Just do it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Becky Morset.
Thank you.
Well, it's kind of a